Hey guys, today's lesson is all about adverbs. I think it's an area that confuses many students because there are many different kinds of adverbs and many rules to remember. But if you stay with me till the end of the lesson, I promise you'll master them. First, let's look at the definition. An adverb is a word or phrase that describes or gives more information about how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. In other words, it modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Notice how the word modify is similar to the word manner, which refers to how something is done. And that's one of the 5 main types of adverbs we're going to discuss today. As you can see, adverbs can be a great asset in speaking English because they make our speech richer, more varied, and easier to understand. They help us express ourselves more precisely and effectively. And they make our sentences more interesting and enjoyable to read. The first type of adverbs is called manner adverbs. They describe how an action is performed. For example, she speaks fluently, which means she speaks her target language with ease and confidence. This contrasts with she speaks haltingly, which means she speaks in a hesitant and broken way. Other examples are he drives aggressively, meaning he drives fast and in a reckless manner. Or she laughed hysterically, meaning she laughed uncontrollably and in an uncontrolled manner. The next type is time adverbs. They tell us when an action happens. When will you arrive? I'm arriving now. That is, in a few minutes. Another example is I always wake up early. I usually wake up at 7 a.m. every day. Other time adverbs include just, already, yet still, and soon. Next, we have place adverbs. They indicate where an action happens. Where did you go? I went everywhere. Here, there, anywhere, everywhere are some examples of place adverbs. Also rightly, she was standing right there in front of me. Or we looked for solutions everywhere, meaning in many places without success. Another important type is frequency adverbs. They show how often or how frequently an action happens. How often do you play tennis? I play tennis weekly, daily, hourly. These are some examples of frequency adverbs. Also, never, ever, seldom, occasionally, sometimes, often, usually, normally, and always. And the final type we're going to discuss is degree adverbs. They tell us to what extent or in what degree something happens. To what extent do you agree with this statement? I completely agree. I partially agree. I disagree. Completely, totally, partly, extremely, very, fairly, and absolutely are some examples of degree adverbs. Now that you know the 5 main types of adverbs, let's look at how to use them in a sentence. Before that, though, let's pause for a quick check-in. Please write a comment below to let me know how you're doing so far. Thumbs up if you're loving the lesson, and thumbs down if you need more support. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks for being with me. Now let's continue. Adverbs can be placed in different positions within a sentence, depending on their function and the structure of the sentence. Generally, there are 3 main positions for adverbs: beginning, middle, and end. Let's start with the beginning. Adverbs placed at the beginning of a sentence tend to emphasize the adverb and provide more information about the rest of the sentence. For example, honestly, I didn't like the movie. Even though the movie was amazing, I didn't enjoy it. In this case, honestly emphasizes my negative opinion about the movie. It's like I'm putting extra emphasis on my feelings. Similarly, surprisingly, the food was delicious. Despite the restaurant's bad reputation, the meal was fantastic. The adverb surprisingly highlights how unexpected it was for the food to be good given the restaurant's bad reviews. In the middle position, adverbs typically appear after the subject and before the verb or another adverb. They usually provide more information about the verb or the adjective that follows them. For instance, she always arrives on time. She normally wears casual clothes. In the first sentence, the adverb always comes after the subject, she, and before the verb arrives. It tells us how she behaves in general. Likewise, in the second sentence, the adverb normally appears after the subject, she, and before the adjective, casual. It provides more information about how she dresses. Finally, adverbs at the end of a sentence often provide emphasis and help to clarify. the meaning of the verb or adjective that precedes them. For example, I think you did it well. I didn't want to go there. Well, and there are adverbs that emphasize the verb did and wanted, helping us better understand these actions. So adding adverbs at the end of sentences can give your speech a more polished and sophisticated feel. Let's look at some additional ways to make your sentences more interesting with adverbs. No one. Use adverbs to show contrast. For instance, although he was tired, he kept working. Here the adverb, although, indicates a contrast between his tiredness and his decision to keep working. Number 2. Use adverbs to show purpose. It's like I studied hard to pass the exam. In this example, the adverb to pass the exam shows the purpose of his studying. No. 3. Use adverbs to show reason. For instance, because she was hungry, she ate quickly. The adverb because shows why she ate quickly. No. 4. Use adverbs to show result. For example, the medicine made her feel better. The adverb made her feel better shows the result of taking the medicine. No. 5. Use adverbs to show condition. For example, if you study regularly, you will succeed. The adverb regularly tells us how he studies, which will lead to his success. And number 6, use adverbs to link ideas together. For instance, however, I'm not sure if I can join you. The adverb, however, links the two sentences together by showing a contrast between the first and second sentence. Using adverbs in this way will make your sentences more precise and clear. Let's look at some common mistakes students make with adverbs. Mistake number 1, using double adverbs. What does she do? She does everything good. Not everything good, but everything well. Remember, well is the adverb form of good. Mistake number 2, using to plus adjective. What do you think of the cake? It's too soft. Not too soft, but very soft. To is used with adverbs, not with adjectives. Mistake number 3, using both very and really. Really is an adverb, but very is a very adverb. We cannot use them together. I really very liked the movie. Ouch. Avoid using really very. Just say either really or very. Let's wrap up today's lesson with a fun activity. Write 3 sentences about yourself using adverbs. Make sure to use at least one adverb from each of the 5 main types. Share your sentences in the comments below. I'm really looking forward to reading them. And while you're at it, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Thanks so much for joining me on this incredible journey towards English fluency. I'm so grateful to have you here. Until next time, keep practicing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep believing in your ability to become a confident and skilled communicator in English. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to your goals. I'll see you in the next lesson.